I recorded this entire video and my mic wasn't on. Yuji keeps getting nerfed over and over and over again, and you and I both know that our GOAT doesn't deserve that. So I took it upon myself to make an end of series Yuji moveset, or at least I tried. Disclaimer, I'm very new to this, so the moves may be janky, the moves may be unbalanced, and just flat out not good. But I hope you enjoy, and if you do, I will be giving you a in-depth tutorial at the end on how to recreate this moveset exactly. But let's just say you happen to love this moveset and you think it's super awesome, made by a super awesome guy, then by the end of this video I'll give you an in-depth tutorial on how to recreate this moveset. So the first move is called Sparks of Black. Basically you do a black flash and then you do a follow-up black flash. Very simple stuff. Now, I just want to make it clear, this attack is dodgeable, but that's about it. You can't block this attack, and yeah, you have to dodge it. But it does have a bit of a startup animation, as you can see. So if you have a good enough distance from your opponent, then they will be able to dodge. They probably can see it coming. Otherwise, say you're already in too close, then likely they won't dodge it. If that's a balancing issue, let me know, but I thought it was pretty okay. Now, this second move is my favorite so far, at least the way it looks. I'm very proud of it, the way it came out. You know, maybe if you just go ahead and come. Anyway, this move is basically a mid-distance attack. You'd kind of want to start from about the same distance you'd start with the other attack, although it doesn't have to be inherently far. Like, either way, you can get the attack off even if you're this close, but it was designed and intended for you to use a bit further away. So I would say like this is a good distance, and basically you just push the button, boom, and then Yuji does a kick that delivers a black flash. Okay, so I really like it. It's very satisfying to land. Again, you just do the kick and then the black flash. So yeah, that's basically it for that move. Again, this is very simple stuff. I'm no complex moveset designer at all. I'm trying to get there. But yeah, before you guys complain, I know that the first two moves are black flash heavy, okay? But you cannot have Yuji Itadori without having black flashes. But since this is end of series Yuji, black flash isn't the only thing he can do. So the second half of the moveset is dedicated to his more unique abilities that he has towards the end of the series. The first one being It's Over. What this does is deliver a guard breaking hit, basically a guard breaking punch that knocks your opponent back and also sends dismantles out afterwards. Now this is a multi-use ability and I'll explain why. So this is the default way to use it. Boom, you punch and then dismantles are sent. Anyways, you punch and then dismantles are sent out afterwards. Now, what do I mean by multi-use? Now, like I said earlier, this is a guard break punch. So for example, this dummy is blocking, boom, punch straight through it, doesn't really mean much, okay? And as you saw there, the dismantles weren't sent out because much like the original dismantle, you do need to be looking at the person or aiming at the person for them to land. So if you just want it to be a normal punch for whatever reason, then I guess, you know, if you don't aim it, then the dismantles won't come out. On the flip side, this can just be used as dismantle. So say I'm at a distance, right? Your opponent, you're playing as this version of Yuji. Most of the attacks are up close and personal. They probably expect you to try to get in close, but that's how you can catch them off guard. Say I just want to use the dismantles, boom, I'm attacking from mid-range, doing dismantles. So that's what I meant by a multi-use attack. You can use it as the guard break punch and the dismantles. You can just use it as the guard break punch, or you can use it as just the dismantles. So for a very simple move, I think there's a lot of diversity with the use of it, which I'm very happy with. I'm glad how that came out. As to counters for the move, it is blockable from a distance. So the punch itself is not blockable, but the dismantles are blockable. So say I'm not close enough to my opponent. Say I'm like right here. I go in for the attack. I try to send the dismantles out. They can block the dismantles and they do really not that much tick damage. So yeah, your counter to that move would probably be to create distance and try to block, because if you're up close and personal, it's a guaranteed hit. But if you can create some distance and block, then the dismantles won't do much tick damage, and that's how you can avoid that attack. Now, for the final move, again showing the uniqueness of end of series Yuji, we have Blood Brother. Now, as the name insinuates, this has to do with Choso and his abilities, blood manipulation, and Yuji utilizes piercing blood in the manga. So the way I wanted to set this up was, you know, I wanted it to be different from piercing blood, you know, the original piercing blood, but really in the manga, Yuji just does normal piercing blood. So I figured I'd make the setup more unique. So how I did that was this, boom, and then that. That wasn't a good demonstration. I'll give you another one. All right, as you can see, essentially you go up, you grab your opponent, you toss them, which ragdolls them or stuns them, and then that sets them up for you to hit them with the piercing blood. As you've seen me do on my first attempt, it is very missable. You can easily miss it. It does happen very quickly because your goal is to hit the opponent before they stand up or before they can use an evasive. So you're trying to hit them while they're ragdolled or while they're on the floor, which is a very split second, and you can miss, as I've done many times. So yeah, again, you go, you grab them, and then you aim, and then boom, piercing blood. And that's basically all for that move. Now on to the tutorial. Welcome to my dungeon of ideas. This is Venom. He's a work in progress. This is Mai's moveset. If you're wondering what it is, it's just a gun. And then these are other characters that are semi-complete. If you want to see videos on these characters, please let me know. I'm very proud of how they turned out as well. So yeah, I have many more to come. If you guys are interested, just let me know. Going into build mode, I know there's a lot going on, I know, but don't let it scare you. It's very simple stuff. Starting with Sparks of Black, as you can see, I started with a rush that I canceled after 0.6 seconds. Now, why did I do this? Basically, what this does is stun your opponent. For any attack you need to set up for, or you want to make sure your opponent gets hit by it, then this is the way to do it, because this is a stun. You can use this by itself. In fact, for my Maki moveset, for her base moveset, this is an ability all by itself, just a stun, and just this can be used as a combo extender. Again, as setup like I've done here, use it for a setup for a bigger attack or anything of the sort. So yeah, I have rush, then I have a 0.6 wait time, and then I have cancel, and then this is the animation I use, brute force. I would show you guys the exact timestamps I used, but I'm scared to mess it up. So yeah, just know it's around this general area. And this is the audio I use. Here's the ID if you want to copy it. Here we get into the black flashes. So if you want to make a moveset that has a guaranteed black flash, and you don't want to have to, you know, do the timing yourself, basically you do divergent fist, 0.33 wait time, and then divergent fist again. These three, this is how you do a guaranteed black flash. So, you know, you don't have to do all of this, okay? Just these three, and boom, you have a guaranteed black flash. So if you want to have one in your move set, or if you just want to have this as a move, then that's how you can do that. But right after the black flash, I have a 0.3 wait time, and then I follow up with another stun, you know, a rush cancel, and then I do the twofold kick animation, just a slam down kick. This is the audio I used, and then I follow up with a black flash again. All right, for the second move, vessel strength, this is how we're looking. This is the sound ID that I used, and I started it with the energy surge animation. And in order to get that little white outline I had at the beginning of the animation, I used climax jumping, and I canceled it after 0.7 seconds. All this will do is give you that little white outline to make it look like you're about to do something crazy. So yeah, that's literally the whole use of it. This doesn't need to be here. In fact, I don't know why it's here. I might have accidentally left it there when experimenting with something else, but it doesn't need to be there. After climax jumping, I canceled it, and then I do face blitz. That's just to close the gap, and then I cancel that after 0.2 seconds, and I put a cancel skill, and then I repeat my stun, which is rush 0.6 and then cancel, and then I follow up with the lapse blue animation, but only the part where he kicks them. So it's like when Gojo does the blue, he drags them in. I only use the part where he kicks. And then this is a sound ID I used right after, and then I end that off with a black flash. Now on to the third and possibly the simplest move. I mean, the last two are both very simple. Again, I'm not the most experienced or talented moveset maker. I just started a couple days ago, but yeah, I hope you guys still enjoy. So for this, I basically just put my audio ID, I did brute force, and then dismantle. Now, I mean, the main thing you really need to worry about here is the timing, the wait time. I timed mine so that the dismantles come out at the end of the punch or after the initial hit, after the punch lands. If you want to toy with this more, if you want them to come out at the same time, if you want to delay the dismantle more, which I wouldn't really recommend, I think I've already delayed it to like the max amount it should be delayed. Yeah, you can toy around with these settings, but this is literally it for my third attack. All right, for the fourth and final attack, Blood Brother, this is what I did. This is the animation I used for the startup ultimate, and this specific section of it, and how I did that little animation where I closed the gap, that was cleave rush. Now I canceled this after 1.5 seconds, which is longer than I usually ever wait to cancel a skill, but the reason being, this has a very long startup. So I tried canceling it after 0.5, after even 1 second, but that's just not long enough for you to even do the dashing animation. So if you want the animation to work properly, you need to at least cancel it for 1.5, but be aware, try not to cancel it any later than this, because this is a one-shot move. If you don't cancel this in time, you will just complete cleave and one shot and kill your opponent, which is just no fun. But right after that, we cancel it, and then you follow up with piercing blood, and that's pretty much it. I know this is a pretty simple video, but I hope you enjoyed it. Again, we got my girl Nobara and the one I'm most excited for, Maki. If you guys want to see either one of these move sets, let me know. I'd be very excited to show you and give you tutorials on exactly how I created them. But yeah, and let me know what you guys think about this one. Let me know what I can improve on, and let me know what I did a good job on. I would appreciate that. But yeah, see you later, guys. Let me know if you want more. Bye.